On the advice of his local priest, a poor man built himself a small shed thatched with leaves away from the other villagers. It was in this little shack that he religiously practiced devotional exercises. Each morning, after his ritual cleansing, he would hang his wet clothing and loincloth to dry on a nearby tree. Returning from the neighboring village, where he routinely begged for food, he discovered that birds had pecked holes in his loincloth. The next day, he went to the village to beg for a new one. A few days later, he hung his loincloth to dry on the roof of his hut before returning to the village to beg for his evening meal. When he returned, the birds had ripped it to shreds. He was infuriated and wondered, where shall I go to beg for another? He saw the villagers the next day and showed them what the birds had done to his loincloth. The villagers complained they couldn't keep giving him new loincloths every day. They then advised him to get a cat to chase the birds away. The beggar returned to his hut after acquiring a kitten in the village. He was relieved when the birds stopped bothering him. He looked after the kitten and fed it milk that he begged for in the village. After a few days, a villager approached him and complained about the amount of milk they were providing him for his new kitten. The villager then advised the beggar to get a cow so that he could provide his own milk to his new pet. After a few days, the beggar had a cow and no longer needed to beg. He soon found himself begging for straw for his cow. He went to neighboring villages, but the villagers refused him. The villagers instructed him to cultivate some of the land outside of the village and grow his own straw so that he would not have to beg to provide for his cow. The beggar began cultivating the land. He gradually had to hire laborers and soon discovered the need to construct barns to store the harvest. As a result, he became a very prosperous landowner. Finally, he married and had a large family. He now spent his days like all other busy landowners. The local priest came to see him. When this holy man discovered him surrounded by goods and servants, he asked him what was the source of all this newfound wealth. The now wealthy man, no longer a beggar, shook his head slowly from side to side. All of this because of a single piece of loincloth, he said. If you enjoy tales of wisdom, folk tales, and stories that challenge the intellect, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be made aware when I've posted newer videos. I'm your griot, Baba the Storyteller, and until I pass across again, which I hope will be soon, Doni Doni, Kunoni Benyagada.